Hello, people of YouTube. Oh God. Max says hi too. You coming, Max? Go. Come on. Hello, people of YouTube again. In this vlog, I want to go over something that affected all of us. I want to go over the presidential election. And I know, when I made my YouTube channel, and when I ultimately decided to start doing vlogs and doing daily things and doing videos and whatnot, I wanted to stray away from popular subjects because I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to do stuff that would that appealed only to me, you know. Man, I look terrible. Beard all over the place. But I've noticed with a lot of people that everybody seems to be, not everybody, but like a lot of people seem to be divided over this election. Now, let me preface what I'm about to say for the rest of this video that I don't exactly like care, but I do feel like that it needs to be addressed. So with all of that said, and with Max as my audience, and you guys too, let's just jump right into it. So, I didn't really plan for this. I'm doing this incredibly off the cuff. I brought my phone into the shower to play music, and then I was like in the shower, and I was like, bruh, I need to do this, and I started doing it. So like, okay, so Donald Trump, he is going to become our next president. It's sad to some of you. It's pretty great to some of you. But the majority of people, it seems like, aren't really with him. The people on my friends list on Facebook, they're all anti-Trump this, anti-Trump that, and the people that even did vote for him are more or less trying to get away from Hillary than actually trying to support Donald Trump. You feel me? Now, with that said, I do feel like, personally, even with all the scandals and shit that went down with him, with the whole ooh, grab her by the pussy thing, ooh, I'm a celebrity, I can do what I want to women, ooh, degrade women, I do feel like, are you gonna leave? Because you've been sitting by the door for a while now. I do feel like that he was the lesser of two evils. Personally, I've never actually understood why. Now, let me also say that I didn't vote. I'll explain why I didn't do that in a little bit, but I do feel like that Donald Trump was ultimately a better decision. He doesn't have any email scandals. He didn't delete anything. And one thing that I do respect about Donald Trump is that he didn't falter throughout this election. Like, because of what was going down, he didn't change how he was. Now, another thing I need to point out is that Donald Trump is the first president ever without prior military or political experience. Like, he's going into this whole president thing as a baby, and like this whole presidential thing. He knows nothing. And I see all these memes on Facebook where it's like, you go off Fox News and what they tell you instead of learning about his political policy. He doesn't have any. He actually doesn't have any. Now, at least with, even if Hillary Clinton wasn't a senator or whatever, she would still have a president husband. So there's some sort of background with her. But she's a senator, so she kind of knows quite a bit. Now, with all of that, I also need to move on to why I didn't vote. Let me say first, I saw a bunch of stuff on Facebook. I've been all over Facebook and Twitter as of yesterday and this morning. I know it's mega early this morning, but as of right now, I think it's about like 7 o'clock in the morning. I think. Don't quote me on that. But it's probably about 7:30 right now. Now that I'm thinking about it, because okay, so it's about 7:30ish. Anyway, I do personally think that the people that didn't vote voted just not to vote, just to be like lazy about it because they didn't feel like it or they didn't like the candidates. Mainly because of that. That's mainly what I think. But like, to me, not voting is more of a protest than it is not voting. You know, it's more about, I'm not voting to show my disdain, my anger, my sadness even maybe over the candidates that we have. I didn't care for any candidate that was on the ballot, whether it be Jill Stein, dude that faked a heart attack on live television. I can't remember his name, but like he wants to legalize marijuana, and then Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump. I didn't care for either of them. I didn't care for any of them, all of them, their policies. Though I liked some, I didn't like others. Some were more extreme. Mr. Trump are more extreme than others. But yeah, so ultimately, I do feel like this election was a little bit. It was probably, of the research I did, it's probably one of the most wonky elections that we've had. Because with social media having such a bigger role, even bigger role than Barack Obama's term, even way bigger than Barack Obama's term, social media has played this role where it's like, people share stuff, and it's like, whether or not it's true or not, people are going to believe it, because that's what they gravitate towards. So if it's like, so if Donald Trump said, I want to ban heroin, one person would be like, oh, he wants to ban heroin, let me share this factual, I mean, it's already illegal, so I mean, he wants to ban heroin, let's share this factual article, and then there are articles that will like twist it a little bit, and it's like, he wants to ban opiates, you know, he wants to ban opiates, and then in the article it'll even say, oh, he said he wants to ban heroin, dudes, you know, it's, but people see like the headline, it's like what they automatically gravitate towards, you know, and what people want to believe is in front of them in that headline. So I do feel like some of what he said, though there are some things that he did do that were actually legit, that were like caught on video and whatnot, I do feel like those are justified in how people reported them, because there's no changing what is said in a video. You can edit it, but I really don't feel like any part of the video where he said grab him by the pussy was edited at all. I personally don't think that. He said it, he couldn't get away from it, he apologized for it. What can he do about it now? And it happened quite a few years ago, so you can't really hold it against him. With the whole Hillary Clinton thing, the whole email scandal, her whole thing was, oh, I didn't know that they were classified, I couldn't tell. That's a little bit bullshit. That's a little bit bullshit, because you're relatively high up in like the political hierarchy thing. You're high up enough to know what is classified and what is not classified. I'm pretty positive. So you can't really tell me that it's not. Like, you can't really tell me that it's not lack of like knowledge about stuff. And usually the classifications for stuff is like on, I would think would be like in the email, or like in like whatever the hell it's in the email, in the document that's being sent, the mail, the, you know, whatever the hell it is. I feel like it would be like giant seal printed on the piece of paper, or giant seal printed on the email, or whatever. Now to the whole point. I know I went on a huge tangent, but I want to get to the main point that I made of this video. Though this election's been wonky, though it's been terrible for a lot of us, though there are some candidates that not all of us agreed upon, that we couldn't make a consensus about, I do feel like this election shows us a lot about America itself. Now, if you're the 15,000 people that voted for Harambe, I don't know what to tell you, but for the rest of us that actually take this whole political thing relatively seriously, I would think, I think it shows that America is in a state where it needs some reform. I do think it's at this point where we need to reform the justice system, because we've all seen the videos of whether or not you like to believe that they're real or they're fake or exaggerated. Whether or not you believe that, we've all seen them, and you can't take away. If there wasn't a problem with police brutality, then there wouldn't be such an uproar about it. It's been going on for like a year and a half now, as if I can recollect correctly, with police being put out onto the internet and shown, hey, he did this, he killed this person, and whether or not race is an issue with it is for other people to decide. But with the justice system, with the congressional system, people have been in uproars about that for like years now. Not just the millennial generation, but like years past. People have said, oh, they're too old, this, they keep having the same policies, that. They believe the same things that were like 30 years ago. 30 years ago is a significant amount of time. And like to have the same belief systems as there was 30 years ago is a little bit, some of them could hold their like time and hold forth for like years and years and years. Like the whole freedom thing. Freedom's been around since, you would think, 1776. Not really, kind of, because, you know, there were still slaves back then and everything. But, you know, the congressional system, actually with this election, we've been shown that there's a whole issue with the voting and the presidential election system, that whole thing. The whole electoral college thing, that thing, actually, I personally think it's like shitty. Why don't we just count our votes? We hire people to count votes, every vote per county, and whoever has the most votes, popular vote and regular vote combined, I'm pretty sure there's only popular vote. The electoral college. In the end, the electoral college chooses who becomes president. So they can, if they don't like your vote, they can completely disregard it, which is really shitty. I don't like that at all. But, and a lot of people don't either. I don't feel like there should be an electoral college. I personally don't think there should. I don't like it. I don't feel like there should ever be an electoral college this or electoral college that. I don't think I don't like it at all. Don't do it. So like, all in all of what I've said throughout this entire video summed up. This video is a lot longer than I wanted it to be. But I do feel like instead of shunning each other and hoping for the worst in each other, that we should all unite more than separate, you know? As of recently, there's been all these uproars about police brutality or racism this and then that and those about the whole, and the pipeline, the whatever it's called, pipeline. The sand, I'm not gonna say it, but the pipeline that's going through that supposedly going through the Indian reservation. I've heard mixed reports about that. All of this stuff is separating us more than it's bringing us together. And instead of the president's already decided, so instead of complaining about, oh, Donald Trump, I'm moving out of the country, no, fucking deal with it. Instead of use your criticisms of him while he was an electorate during his presidency If he's like still being shitty towards the things that you believe, you can hold it against him. If he's still treating women shitty, hold it against him. You know? Don't just be like stuck in the fact that he's now the president. He's gonna be the president. There's no getting out of it unless he like gets shot. A lot of people that I know about think he's gonna get assassinated. But that's what a lot of people said about Barack Obama too, the first black president. So yeah. A lesson learned from this election is not to divide when we see opposition. It's to unite to defeat the opposition. Because I'm sure whether or not you voted for Donald Trump, there's some stuff that you don't agree that he does. I can guarantee you that nobody 100% agrees on the stuff that he believes and everything, and his political policies. I don't think there's a person even here that 100% believes. And if you do 100% believe the things that he says, you can't justify what he said about women and grabbing them by the pussy and no woman with a flat chest can be a 10. You know, that whole thing. There's no justifying that. So if you agree with that, then I don't know what to tell you. That doesn't. I personally. But yeah, instead of dividing with the opposition of Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump and all that, we should all just come together more or less. And if we can't come together and we can't reach an agreement, at least be respectful to each other of that. Respect each other's non-agreement. Yeah. Alright, this video is long enough. I'm probably gonna take forever to upload. But yeah. Alright, so this video is long enough. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. Hit that like button for me. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. If you dislike the video, actually hit the dislike button. I want to know. But regardless, leave your feedback in the comments. And since this is a politically based episode, I want to know your thoughts. Did what I say ring a bell to you? Did what I say resonate with you well or resonate with you bad? Let me know. I want to know. Put your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.